we're gonna get the IPC renderer, which is Electron module. So first I'm gonna require Electron. Okay, Electron. And by destructuring, I'm gonna call IPC renderer module. And now with this IPC renderer, I have a method which is called send. Here I have to specify the channel that I'm gonna use to send the message to the main process. So I'm gonna call it async. And I'm gonna pass the number here, which is gonna be the step number that's gonna be written out in a terminal. So when I have this implemented, I have to listen to this async in the main process. So in the main process, I don't have IPC renderer, but I have IPC main. So I'm gonna use it here. And I'm gonna listen to async event, which will have event and an argument which we are passing through this event. So here I'm gonna log the argument which is gonna be received through this event. And let's see if this will work. So /node module bin electron and enable logging. So you see here that the window got created and the message logged was 1. So what I did here is I referenced the IPC renderer module and used the method sync to pass the argument 1 through the message channel async. And this async message channel is also being listened in the main through IPC main, and it receives at least one argument, which is event, and the other arguments that you specify through this message channel. Here I have one argument, but I could easily have multiple arguments. For example, if I pass it like this, or better yet, hello. So I can have multiple arguments, say arg1, arg2, and let's see if arg2 will be also written out. And yes, so you see that you can pass multiple arguments also through this message channel. The way that you respond to async event is by using the event object, and there is the sender property in this event object that has the method send. And here we can specify again the message channel that we are replying through. Let's say async reply, and we're going to pass the number 2. So again, in the render process, we have to listen to that message channel, and again the same as we did in the main channel. So we're listening to the async reply. The argument is event and the arg that we are passing through the message channel, and I'm gonna say console log just this argument. So the event sender is the web contents object that is being referenced through the event, and we are invoking the send method on this web contents object. To demonstrate how sync message is being passed, we're going to use again the IPC renderer, but this time we're going to call the method sendSync. sendSync. And we're going to say that we are passing this method to the sync message channel, and we're passing the number 3. So again, we have to listen to this sync channel and sync. So again, we have the event and the arg, and here we're gonna say console log, again the argument. So we now have console log 1, then we are sending the asynchronous reply, which is the value 2, and here we are logging this value, and again sending the sync, this time the sync message. And by all means we should get here console log 3. So let's try it out. So yeah, you see now we have 1, 2 and 3. So now we can respond, actually, since this is synchronous, we can respond again, and this time in synchronous manner, to the renderer. The way that you make a synchronous response to the renderer process is by setting the return value, and this return value is available through the event object, and we're going to set it here to 4. So here, when I did the send sync and I invoked this message channel sync, here I'm gonna get the return value, and we're gonna just store it on a main value object and say console log main value. Okay, so let's see if this works now. Okay, great. Now we have 4. To send a message from the main to the renderer process, we're going to have to use the web contents, which is a property on the browser window. So here I'm going to say main window and web contents, and through the web contents we can just use the method send to invoke the message channel ping and pass the value. So this is basically the same thing as we did, but other way around. So we're invoking the method send through the message channel ping, passing the value 5. And we have to again have this message channel ping defined in the renderer process. So IPC renderer on ping, and we're gonna get the event and an argument, and we're gonna just say again console log arg. So here we should have 5 written to the console. Let's try it out. Alright, so here we have 5. There is another way that we can communicate between main and renderer process, and that's by directly invoking method on the main process from the renderer. So the way that we do this is through the remote module, and remote module offers us to require the main.js or any other script, and now we're going to store it on the main object, and on the main object now we have to actually expose this method that we want to access, and I'm going to say exports and say we'll accept one argument, and it will only log it to the console. So now we should have, when we include this main.js, we should have Pong method visible, which will log the value that we pass it through. And here, for example, on this method ping, when we accepted the argument and logged it, we're going to just make a Pong. And since we have the main variable here, I'm going to say Pong 6. So now we should, when we log number 5, we should call the method Pong directly from the main and pass the number 6 and log it to the console. So let's try it out. So that's it. Now you have 3 different ways how to communicate between main and render process.